Tom Cotton to react to this and other things. Senator, why does this matter on TikTok when it pertains to national security? A couple stats. The communist Chinese can request getting user data at any point. TikTok can record all your photos, all your keystrokes, your entire search history, all the other apps on your phone, your passwords, the websites you visited, even your location data. So you think you're sharing a fun video, but ultimately the communist Chinese can have access to everything?
Yeah, Pete, last fall I asked the administration, along with Chuck Schumer, of all people, to conduct a review of TikTok and the threat it may pose to Americans. On the front of TikTok, just the app on one's phone, it seems to just be fun video sharing app, seems harmless. But the back end of TikTok really is a Trojan horse on your phone. It vacuums up all the data, the contacts, the emails, the text messages, the photos, the location data, your facial recognition software, even the keystrokes on your phone. It sends that back to Chinese servers, which are always susceptible to access by the Chinese Communist Party. That is a real risk for America's families and America's kids. In some ways, we won't even know because they'll have that data for decades ahead. That's why I'm glad the Trump administration is drawing a firm line and saying that TikTok cannot continue to operate in the United States if it continues to have any ties to China whatsoever.
So if the Chinese are being able to get so much information on Americans, why would they be interested in selling this company?
Well, I think that ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, recognizes that Donald Trump is serious about protecting Americans, especially protecting the privacy of our kids, and they don't want to see one of their largest markets simply cut off, and therefore they're willing to cut their losses and try to get as much money as they can. Again, I don't know what the terms of a potential sale to Microsoft would be. What's critical, though, is that it has to sever all ties to ByteDance and to China. It can't just be data and servers housed in the United States. There can be no code, there can be no algorithms, there can be no ties whatsoever between a new U.S.-based TikTok and ByteDance or China.
So we're 90 days away from the big election, roughly, and it's big for the Senate, too. Word is, as they were talking about this next rescue package, Tom Cotton told the group of Republican senators, we got to do what's necessary for those in the tightest races, the Tom Tillises, the Gardners, the Susan Collinses. Number one, is that true? And what would a rescue package look like that would work for Republicans?
No, Brian, those reports aren't exactly true. Shocking, I know that the media might have gotten it wrong. What I said is that those of us who are on the campaign trail this year, especially those who are in the tightest races, are out with our voters, even during this pandemic, hearing the most from them. And we ought to listen to those senators who have their ear to the ground most closely in their states about what Americans need. And what I think Americans need is a tightly focused, well-calibrated package that will help those who are in the most need. So help workers who are actually out of work in the restaurant industry, in the hospitality industry, in large venues like sporting venues or concert halls or what have you. We also ought to give help to schools so they can reopen, so kids can get back in schools. We ought to give protection from frivolous lawsuits to schools and universities and businesses so they can reopen. That is a tightly focused package that's not just going to throw trillions of dollars at a problem without really solving the problem. That's what we need to focus on, is where the need genuinely is. Now that we understand more carefully and thoroughly what the impact of this virus has been on our economy in a way that we didn't really back in March, and we were focused on trying to help everyone, making sure that our economy didn't collapse, making sure that people could still make ends meet on a week-to-week basis.
Senator, speaking of Trojan horses, Bernie Sanders is out recently saying to fellow progressives, hey, it's true, we may not love Joe Biden. He wasn't our pick, but let's hash out our differences after the election. Let's get him elected, and then we get to insert all of our progressive policies. Don't worry, he'll be the most progressive candidate president we've ever seen. How is Joe Biden managing this balance as he channels the far left?
Well, Bernie Sanders just acknowledged the reality. I mean, Joe Biden's campaign really is a Trojan horse for the far left of the Democratic Party. Bernie Sanders and Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wrote his criminal justice platform, which is going to let violent felons out of prison, which is going to eliminate the use of bail, so violent felons are going to get out of prison or get out of jail while they're pending their trial for violent crimes. But it's not just that. I mean, look at what Joe Biden himself said on the campaign trail, that Beto O'Rourke is going to run his gun control policy, which is going to be gun confiscation. They're going to give amnesty to millions and millions of illegal immigrants so they can take your jobs and also get their health care funded by you. At the same time, they're going to take away your health insurance on the job. They're also going to take radical steps like turning Washington, D.C. into a state or packing the Supreme Court to rubber stamp their left-wing agenda.
Thank you so much for being with us, Senator.
Thank you, Senator.